would be interested in trading spells, basically. If they were interested in this spell themselves, they could teach me one that they have developed.
What are you looking for? There are many spells in the realm of magic for us.
Out of character, I'm thinking it should probably be something like an equal level spell. Let me just see what's available.
What do you have in mind? For an elf, you really can't make up your mind.
Sorry, Asper, just give me a moment. Give me a moment, please.
Elves are usually more decisive. God damn.
What elf are you talking about?
She's an elf. Rhiannon's an elf.
I know. I don't know where you're getting elves being decisive.
They have more of a clear mind.
Usually they take their sweet time making the correct decision.
I guess you could say that as well.
Since they have more time than
I'm
any
just
of
trying
us.
to rib 'em, Gim. You're right, Fire. They do take their sweet ass time. I'm trying to get them riled up. Man, you guys are rough tonight. And as he's making his decision, you guys know that I'm going to be doing a giveaway here probably in the next hour and a half or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the raffle, and everybody type !raffle if you would like to get into the raffle.
I honestly don't know.
To win a token pack off of the Roll20 Marketplace, and I will type that into the chat.
I know. Then, how about this? Actually, how about knock?
I can help you out with that. That is a very useful spell.
Especially since we are now lacking a rogue capable of taking care of that.
Would you like that replaced on the same very page where the spell is that you do not want? The magic that you do not want, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fire, you're going to have to respell that, bud.
Sure. Yes. Then.
Alright. He takes care of it for you. It's still going to take about the same amount of time, so you're welcome to stay in the tower, because I'm sure you probably don't want to be away from your spell book.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is happening, and Gim, what are you wanting to do?
I'm waiting around until...
You're just kind of waiting around?
Lady, what'd you call her again? What was her last name?
Lady Moonfire. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful half-elf. Okay, so how about everyone in the Green Tankard Tavern? What are you guys doing? You just kind of hanging out, drinking, eating, a little bit of R&R from the 2-day travel from Secomber?
Be right back while they do that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing, kind of sitting,
Yeah, same.
strumming on the lute, having a drink with you guys. Probably trying to get to know them a little bit. I'm with what's their character names here? Uthadar and Thormar, right?
Yep, they're with you in the Green Tankard Tavern.
My guy will say, I probably want to know what was the story with Juno
That would be good, Dust.
before I met him, as in what was going on.
I would love that. I need some caverns, I need some castles, whatever,
What's
man.
his story?
Whatever you want to do.
How did he
Dungeons, doesn't matter to me, buddy.
I guess I should say a little bit here.
I'm asking them.
We never
I'm asking
really
them.
discussed this though. Yeah.
I don't know anything about how they met Juno. Now all I
Yeah,
know is
but-
I met him for one day and he's gone the next.
My point is that we never really talked this. We never really roleplay this.
Oh, go for it.
So. Hmm.
He's not allowed to ask the other party members about the person who just left the party?
Well, we never talk about how we met, so
Well, when we
That's
first
why
started the game, when we started in the first
Yeah.
session we all started in Waterdeep, and what the backdrop was you guys were just basically hired hands working around Waterdeep, doing physical labor, working at the docks. Then at the time, our old rogue that left the game, he had actually been a member of Captain Drake's boat. And as you guys were working, along the docks, that's actually how you met. What was his name? Arifil? AFL? Something like that? I don't think it was AFL, but anyway, that's how you guys had met. So you basically had done some work together for several months. But I mean, it wasn't, a multi-year type of friendship that had developed. It was basically just working around Waterdeep.
well, what I wrote on my character sheet is that I met this guy and they were going to this island that had a slaver camp. That's why I went with them. So technically my character knows them a lot less. He's like the newest guy,
Okay.
but I don't know how that fits to the whole story. So
I mean, that can definitely work, because you guys did go to the Whalebones, and I don't know per se if you actually knew about the slaver camp, because it was all news to you as you had got to the first small village there. That's when you actually
Well,
found out about
maybe I was like
villagers
looking
being
for clues.
taken.
I had some hints or whatever, and I decided to check it out.
Okay. I just wanted to get some sort of backstory.
Well, still, I mean, you can ask, and again, since you are, sitting around a table with Uthadar and also Lormar, you can ask them questions about Juno, and because Juno is technically not here, so yes,
Yeah.
you can ask the other party members about him as well. So I'll let Lormar and Uthadar go.
Okay, well, I guess kind of my reply to that would just be that at least I personally didn't know very much about him before we went to the Whalebones.
We haven't seen him yet since we arrived in town.
Uthadar, are you there?
He's here on the. Yes.
I hope Scan didn't fall asleep on us.
His mic.
He said
he
be
said be
right
right
back.
He just said
Yeah.
be right back.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
That's probably the only real information I was looking for, just to kind of see what the effect is of him leaving is on them personally.
Yeah, it's not
Do
like
they know him?
we're not best friends really, so. I mean, it's like losing.
Are we doing this out of character?
Yeah,
and
Juno.
yes,
Let them
since
let them
Ark-
go, Juno.
Since Ark is not here, I mean. Okay.
Well, if he doesn't end up back with us, we'll definitely need the assistance of somebody else who's a rogue. Help take care of these traps. Other kind of things we might come across. I'm pretty loud. We're gonna need somebody who can be silent.
Yeah, definitely.
That's probably the only basic questions outside than that. Grab another beer.
Well, Is Uthadar back yet?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I
What's
just
up,
asked a
Fearless?
question, just what was the kind of, how did you guys meet Juno? What's the whole deal with that?
Good to see you,
Kinda
man.
Just trying to get the
I'm doing a Roll20 Marketplace token pack giveaway tonight. So,
that.
exclamation raffle to be added into the raffle pool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not exactly too sure. I'm pretty sure we just kind of met up, and I think we just kind of had similar interests, and we ended up joining our group.
That's a sad way for it to end, if it has ended.
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, originally it was a different character, that's why, so,
One
Yeah,
back.
because that is actually a little bit awkward. I mean, how do we describe that? Was he actually with us on the island, or what?
yeah, like what
As
exactly
Juno?
happened, what exactly happened was that we had the old characters, and then it was just,
It's
nope,
magic.
sorry, we're actually these characters now. Yeah.
Magic. Don't question it.
So as to how we all met, that's actually something we actually never went over.
Yeah, well, it's like I had said, when Juno actually became Juno and basically dumped the name off the old character, so he, actually could have some ownership for Juno. Basically, I told him he could change his backstory, but yes, he was with the group previously, and it just kind of, the old rogue disappeared, and he was the rogue that took the spot of the old one, because at that point in time it was just seeing that you guys were actually on you were on the Isle of Dread. There was really no way that I could actually work in a scenario that would actually make sense logically to transfer the characters out through one being killed and then Juno coming in. So that's why I made the decision to just kind of switch him.
So
Yeah.
in essence, he's been with us the whole time.
Yes, he's been with
Yes.
you the whole time. Yes.
Okay. Well, we introduced all of ourselves before we got onto the boat.
Yes, you
We
did.
sat in the tavern and we discussed everybody's background before the gnome showed up. Gave me the book that sent us to the. So we do know each other.
Correct.
And we've adventured with everybody for I don't know how many. 3 months now.
It's
in-
been definitely
in-game
been
time?
several months. Yeah, for sure.
Question though about that.
Yes.
Since I only ended up joining because of Arath, who is no longer here.
hmm
I guess maybe we have to figure out how I ended up joining you guys.
Well,
Yeah, you can write that in there.
well, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen your backstory change, so I can't really do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that your backstory is still the same. I've been kind of checking on that, and I really haven't pressed the issue because right now you guys still have some other task at hand that you're working on. So, but yes, I know you had previously told me that you were going to change your story. You just haven't done
I'm
it
trying
yet.
to remember. I did do it, but apparently it didn't save. What the fuck?
That sucks.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of things that I did to my character didn't save.
Well, just always remember to hit the save button, because I know I've done a few modifications to character sheets as well, and sometimes I do forget to hit the save. I'm not saying that you had done that, but just always make sure, even if you're in progress of doing something, just hit save an extra time and just reopen it and continue. So there you go. But yes, you all have known each other, and like I had said, Juno just kind of took the spot of the old rogue. So
Alright.
Well, actually, I just took out any reference to actual names and stuff, and to Aerith's character or whatever. Just made it a generic, non-name thing. But the whole idea was that I was kind of trying to avoid, people sent by my family or whoever to track me down and bring me back to Myth Draenor. So how did I end up with the party? I don't know how to figure that out.
well, that's up to you. That
Or maybe
choice
I
is
was
up
in
to
the
you.
tavern.
So
Well, maybe instead of joining when they were on the boat, I was in the tavern. They were looking for a mage, and I volunteered because I needed to get out of Waterdeep.
Yeah, and the whole reason why we had done this in the first place is because the first 3 weeks or so, our players were so inconsistent, and we had new players every week. So now, this group has been the same since about I believe week 5 or week 4. So it's been a good 4 or 5 sessions now that this group has been intact and everything. So it's been really good, and I really appreciate that from you guys. So, but like I had said, being on the Isle of Dread, there's not a lot of room, not a lot of options there that you could work something in, you know, with it fitting into the story and seeming realistic to the setting that we were in. I mean, hell, you guys were, you know, hundreds of miles offshore of the Sword Coast on a small little island, so there was really not a lot of things I could do within, you know, within being realistic. So
it'd be funny though, like if we had recruited a local
local villager, and then it ended up being Juno. God, that would have been crazy. But yes, y'all know each
the
other.
Whalebones. Yeah, he wanted to leave the Whalebones. He wanted to see the world.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so are we able to answer his questions then?
Yes, you're able to answer his questions. Yeah,
They
for
did.
sure.
I mean, they kind of gave me the.
I mean, even,
Just
you know, speaking out of context here, Laszlo, you can ask Gim and you can ask Rhiannon, seeing that they are not at the bar. You can ask them later about Juno as well. So that choice is up to you. I mean, because everybody is going to tell you something different about what they remember of Juno. Do you know what I'm talking about? Juno? Okay.
all right. That's probably the extent of that
All right.
conversation.
So how about I give you guys some homework and finish up your backstories next week, and then you can kind of reintroduce your characters to bring everything and the lore up to date.
I think the biggest problem is how we got into the ship. Like, that doesn't...
Well, that was because of the old rogue. The old rogue was an actual part of the ship. And, you know, when you didn't use that backstory, it kind of threw the lore, the base lore of the game off a little bit, but it's not your fault. But it was just kind of had to been a workaround, which is not a problem. I mean, it's a fantasy world. We can work around anything. But the main thing is yes, you all knew each other in Waterdeep for several months. So, okay. And we'll just kind of, like I said, change your backstory a little bit there, Rhiannon, that it doesn't coincide with the old rogue. And also for Juno, you can also change your backstory as well, because even though you can be the newest party member of the group, technically, well, not anymore, because now we have Laszlo.
Yeah.
But your intention of joining the group was not to find the slave camp, because that was something that popped up while we were adventuring. So, all right. Anyway, to continue, in the tavern, you really don't hear anything. You guys are kind of listening as well as drinking and having a good time and not, but you don't hear any kind of intoxicated patrons of the bar talking loudly or spilling any kind of information about anything of the town. Everything seems to be going pretty smoothly in Loudwater. You hear a few parties talking about slaying a lot of orcs in the high moors. You also hear about troglodytes, a massive battle between the troglodytes being pushed out of the high moors by this same orc tribe, and now the troglodytes are fleeing to the high forest. You've heard that story. And then your typical, you've heard some adventure parties being in the Grey Peak Mountains fighting more orcs, and also stone giants and earth elementals. So, but nothing out of the norm. There's no wanted posters anywhere. There's There's not any looking for mercenaries or looking for adventurers or nothing like that. It's just a good time in the bar. Lots of loud people talking about battle stories and stuff like that. Alright, now back to Gim and Rhiannon. He's still working on your book, Rhiannon, so it's still going to take... it's starting to get late now. The sun is going down, and basically all of the stores are starting to shut up, except for the town taverns, the 2 taverns. And that's when, that's pretty much where the majority of the city go to congregate, in those 2 places. Plus there's a couple small other places as well that really aren't notable on the map as well. So, but he says that he is going to continue to work on your spell book, and you are welcome to stay there, and he's going to work on that through the night, and he should have it done by midday tomorrow. It just takes a lot of time to do this, because if he was to rush it, there would be a great chance of him actually destroying your spell book, and that would not be a good thing. So he wants to take his time with this. And then Gim, you're starting to fall asleep in the chair down there. You definitely are getting tired. You're a little weary. You've been rushing around the entire time, so you're in this nice chair, and you start to nod off a little bit, and then you hear the door open, click, and a beautiful half-elf comes into the room and introduces herself as Lady Moonfire, and she's kind of wondering why you're here. What's up, Durable? How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'll pop up out of the chair and move my way over towards Rhiannon.
Okay, so you
Was
go
she
back
asking
up the.
me or him?
No, she was asking you. Rhiannon's up in the
Oh.
laboratory with Bentel. Because you said you were staying down on the bottom floor in the guest area.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I'll just
Fire.
respond to her and say that I'm here with my
Lady
with my
Moonfire.
friend. We were traveling on our way back towards the Grey Peak Mountains, which is my home, and we stopped by. She's currently upstairs with one of your mages. We brought by an artifact, apparently, that we were interested in showing to you, and wanted to have an opportunity to meet you to make sure that we were placing it in appropriate hands. We want to make sure that this particular item doesn't get misused, and we've heard, we've seen the town, we've heard rumors about you and your reputation, and we thought that this was a good place to leave it.
Oh, well, you flatter
But,
me, good dwarf. And did you say the Stonehammer clan?
I did.
Word has came back throughout the town within the last several weeks that several of the dwarven clan villages up there had some problems with some stone giants. But all is well, from what I understand from the stories. So the dwarves were not drove out of the Grey Peak Mountains, but I know that they had some issues with the stone mountains, with the actual stone giants that are up there.
Yes, we've had issues with those giants for hundreds of years.
Well, I hope everything is all right up there. As far as I know, everything is good, but like I had told you, I don't know if you have not been there within the last several weeks or months, but they did have quite a time with the giants up there.
I haven't been back there in the last several weeks. I did lose my father several months ago, and was out looking for reinforcements and power to help stabilize the village.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. So what can I help you with? You tell me that you have a relic, and is the relic here?
It is with my friend, and if you'd be so kind as to escort me out to where she might be in the tower. I believe she's working with one of your mages in reference to replacing something in that old fancy book she's got.
Oh, must be Bentel. Are they up? They must be up in the up in his laboratory. That crazy guy. He loves to blow stuff up there. And she leads you up to the the area where Rhiannon and Bintel are. And Bintel is still, casting some magic. He's using magic. Also, he's taken some ingredients and mixing them and using a mortar and pestle, and he's just doing all kinds of stuff. He's working very delicately around this book. And she actually kind of and Bintel turns around and they have a little discussion. Bintel tells her about this Kopru relic. They discuss a little bit. You really can't hear what they're talking about, but she does seem surprised, and that's about all that you can tell. And then she turns around and she actually tells you that this is a great find that you have found. This is something that has not been seen for many thousands of years.
So we're up there with Rhiannon now?
Yeah, everybody's up there now.
I kind of nod towards Rhiannon, sort of to indicate that for her to lead the conversation.
Yep, Rhiannon.
Well, I mean,
wakey.
Sorry,
Sorry.
This relic seems to be particularly dangerous, especially if it were left in the wrong hands. I'm just not sure what we should be doing with it.
Something of this power should be destroyed.
You need to take the halflings and let them throw it into the mountain. I can't really tell you to go to Mount Doom or anything, but I'm just trying to be goofy. But anyways, sorry. Yes, basically she tells you that she says that Bintel has informed her that he is doing some work for you, Rhiannon, and also you wish to leave the book here. Well, I'm sorry, you wish to leave the statuette here, the idol, whatever you want to call it, and they can do something. It's like she said that Bintel had told her that they can. This magic needs to have some more research done to it to actually find out what the true potentials of this artifact is. But they do not have the knowledge, they do not have the lore here within Loudwater because they are such a small town. So it is going to have to go to Waterdeep. And she says that they can actually transport that to Waterdeep for you. Or they also have a vault here in Loudwater where they can store it here for you. And basically take care of it. And you can just wash your hands of it.
Okay, I thought we were very clear that we didn't want it to go to Waterdeep.
Okay, well then she says that it will stay here in Loudwater. And she assures you that it will not go to Waterdeep. And then she asks you, why are you so persistent with it not going to Waterdeep?
The Waterdeep is a very large. It's a very large settlement. With so many people, there's such a great potential for both good and evil, and as a result, it is much easier to leave an artifact with somebody that you can trust, rather than give up the risk and opportunity that it falls into the wrong hands.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Dwarf. I can see your points, but you don't really know me. But I do appreciate it, and I'm glad that you do trust me, and we will take care of it for you. I assure you that Waterdeep will not get hold of the idol.
It's true. I don't know you as well to leave an artifact like that, but I know you. Let's put it this way: I know Waterdeep well enough to know not to leave it there.
Okay, well, we will take care of that for you. And then Water Lady, Lady Moonfire asks you if there's any other business that you need to tend to while here in Loudwater.